Welcome back, Raider Nation. We are locked in on a Tuesday, feeling good after the Monday night thriller in Las Vegas. The Raiders, they basically go 5 quarters, man. They give the home crowd 5 quarters of excitement, man. I mean, I know the first half started out a little shaky, but this Baltimore team, very good football team. They were sending a lot of blitz. Derek Carr, 34 of 56 passes for 453 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a new franchise record in week 1 for Raider quarterbacks. So here we go. The Raiders, they set this thing off 1-0. I mean, it comes off a huge touchdown. You got a wide open Zay Jones, man, who had the free release over the top of the Baltimore defense. You got Derek Carr. He gets the hot read deep, completes the pass, man, and they win this thing, man. Now, a couple plays before that, you had Nassib come up with a big play off the edge, knocking the ball loose, basically a strip sack for the Raiders defense. And Darius Philon, man, he jumps on top of it. The Raiders get the big turnover. So you get the Raiders in all 3 phases, clutch plays. You got the Daniel Carlson 55-yarder who could have probably booted that thing from 65 yards out. I mean, that thing was way over the crossbar. It looked like it was another 6-7 yards above the crossbar. So Daniel Carlson with the leg in the clutch. You got Derek Carr with the clutch 2-play, 37-yard drive. 2 key plays to Bryan Edwards. To set them up to get that 55-yarder. Of course, they had a penalty right before that backed it up a little bit. So much to talk about for this game because it was so exciting, man. I mean, literally, you're on the edge of your seat on a Monday night having a good time with the family. And like I said, we partied good. I wish I was in Vegas, but we partied good last night. It was good times. The Raiders, though, they snap a 5-game dominant winning streak from Baltimore Ravens, man. The Baltimore Ravens have been riding a 5-game winning streak in week 1 since 2016. Also, Baltimore rode a 5-game winning streak last year to end the season to get in the playoffs. So this Raider football team knocked off a playoff team, and this is a confidence builder. That's a good, well-coached team. Baltimore's been very consistent throughout their era. Now, Derek Carr, he adds another fourth quarter comeback to his resume here. He has his 22nd fourth quarter comeback. He now has 25 game-winning drives. And now as far as those game-winning drives, Derek Carr has 3 of those against the Ravens. 1 in 2015, 1 in 2016, and 2021, that last night, basically. So, Darren Waller, man. Let's talk Darren Waller, man. He was the mismatch for Baltimore's defense. Even though you saw double coverage, triple coverage on Darren Waller, he fought for every pass.
It was big on big, going against Marlon. There were some passes that, I feel like I could have brought down that were tough, but, you just keep showing up, you keep playing. You got to keep stay in charge of that voice that's in your head, because it could talk you out of things. It can, make you think like, oh, man, like this isn't the start we wanted. Like things aren't going well, but it's like, you keep talking to yourself positively and, things start to turn around. You start to make plays and then they start to, worry about you and then the other guys start making plays. So, it all works out.
He literally had to fight, though, for every catch. I mean, 19 targets. Even John Gruden joked around in the press conference like we would have thrown to him 29 times if we had to, because Darren Waller is the best player on this offense, and you can clearly see that last night. He was the difference maker, and what a big time to show up on his 29th birthday. So shout out to Darren Waller on that. So we'll just jump into the stat sheet. If you're watching YouTube, we got them posted up right here, but the Raiders' rushing game, you would think they would come away with 35 rushing attempts. They go for 21 rushing attempts. That includes a Marcus Mariota 31-yard scramble. They rushed 21 times for 82 yards, averaging 3.9 yards a carry. But the Raiders did a lot to mix it up. I mean, Josh Jacobs, he sneaks in with 2 touchdowns. I've always said it. When you're in the red zone, get the rock to Josh Jacobs. He's got a nose for the end zone. He has a way of finding his way across the goal line and getting that score that the offense needs. And just from the receiving standpoint here, now Darren Waller, we were just chopping it up about Darren Waller. 10 catches, 105 yards, 10.5 yards per catch, and the big touchdown late. And then you have the supporting cast. You get 4 grabs from Bryan Edwards, the 2 key grabs on the 37-yard drive to get the field goal. But he comes away with 4 grabs, 81 yards, averaging 20 yards a catch. And then you have Hunter Renfrow running nice routes, getting 6 grabs for 70 yards. Kenyon Drake catching passes out of the backfield. Zay Jones with the big play. He averaged 23 yards a catch. Of course, he had the big 31-yard touchdown. But then you have Henry Ruggs, man. He nearly broke open a touchdown. I mean, the safety took the right angle to cut him off, but Henry Ruggs was nearly gone for a touchdown this one, man. He gets 2 huge catches for 46 yards, but they were key contributions in the moment when they needed them most. Now, just getting from the defensive side of the standpoint, You see a guy like Maxx Crosby set the tone for this defense, getting after the quarterback, showing promise from the defensive line standpoint. I know they all did good, man. You had Quentin Jefferson, who's a difference maker. Darius Philon, who's a difference maker. Carl Nassib, a difference maker. Yannick Ngakoue, man, a difference maker. These guys were all over the place. Seeing this defense in full game speed gives promise to us fans, man. It gives us some insight on what's to come. I mean, we got some tackling machines there at the linebacker position. Denzel Perryman, he comes away with 10 total tackles, 5 solo. You see Corey Littleton, he shows up the same in the stat box here, 10 total tackles, 5 solo. Corey Littleton did look a little lost. Looked like he was out of position a few different times. You see the back of his jersey a lot. We do want to see improvement there, but on the weak side over there, Corey Littleton, we do see some improvement. You had Jonathan Abram now, another guy, 10 total tackles, 5 solo. I've always praised Jonathan Abram in taking the right angles. He did show that in this game. Not only that, but he knocked the ball loose, broke up a pass basically with a nice hit. You had Nick Kwiatkowski. Good to see him in action out there on the field and him getting playing reps out there. Trayvon Merrick, huge addition to this defense, man. I think he was doing a great job keeping everything in front of him. You didn't see the back of his jersey. You didn't see him getting burned. I know Sammy Watkins had some big catches in this game. But once again, Trayvon Merrick looked like his ability as a rookie in his first game on the big stage looked like he was able to keep everything in front of him, just like I'd mentioned. Looked very promising. And like I said, it's only going to get better and better. I can only assume this thing's going to get better and better as the season goes on. Gus Bradley on the sidelines, you could see how proactive he is with this defense. You can see him coaching this defense. You can see the intensity. I saw intensity in Gus Bradley, man, on the sideline, especially late in that game. He was fired up all up and down that sideline. I like how there's continuity. You can tell already there is continuity with this coaching staff from the offensive standpoint and to the defensive standpoint because John Gruden had a lot of compliments for Gus Bradley and his staff. That's a huge promising sign moving forward. So I know we could talk about this win all day. I want to. I'm going to keep partying, man. I had a great time last night. It was a great moment. Let me take the stat sheet down here. Let me get the ticker up. That way you guys subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put this up right here. The Grimy Loop. Let's put that up. The Grimy Loop. So let's put our ticker up, too, because we got next week's game against Pittsburgh. So, but anyway, man, I really had a good time last night. I'm getting fired up for this season. Definitely want to jump back in here and do some more live streams. I'm setting all that back up. My schedule's crazy busy, but man, give me your thoughts on this game. How do you feel, man? How are you feeling about Pittsburgh? I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself here. Let me knock on wood real quick, kind of clear up some of that, anything that might jinx that, but I'm feeling good about Pittsburgh in week 2 on the road. I think this Raider defense can get after Roethlisberger. He did not look good in their opener. I did watch that game, but man, I'm excited for this offense, for the special teams, for the defense. I think the Raiders are putting a lot of things into place. I think depth is key. You know what I mean? Of course, we can't afford injuries, man. We'll see how things shake out with Gerald McCoy. He was carted off on the field. They say his knee injury, there's no report on it. There was like reports last night they were doing x-rays, but nobody's really said anything about his injury, so I can only assume that maybe he'll be out a few weeks, but hopefully it's not devastating. Hopefully that guy can be on this roster because he's a good veteran to have on this defense. And then you got Denzel Good. You know, he went down early in the first quarter with a knee injury as well. And then Yannick Ngakoue, man, he went down with they kept him out of the game with like a tight hamstring. Doesn't seem too concerning. So anyway, I'm getting excited. I cannot wait for this team in week 2 to see what they bring to the table, man, especially this defense, man. And not only that, is Derek Carr going to air it out in week 2? Is this going to be another shootout going late into the fourth quarter or into overtime? You let me know what you think, man. Once again, if you have not yet, subscribe to the channel. Give Raider Dave a shot here over at Grimecast Media. I'm going to close this one out, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.
A lot of people didn't really see us winning that game, before it. So, we hear everything. So we just continue to work and put our head down and show up every day with a purpose. And I think we did that, and, it's a great start, but, we're worried about Pittsburgh now. Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously the fans were going wild, and that's what you play the game for. You do it for the fans. Everybody is so invested in Raider Nation. Everybody on the Raider side of things love it, and we don't want to let anybody down. We do it for the fans. We do it for our families, and want to make everybody proud back home. So.